great honor to be here this evening to speak of my dear spiritual father, Swami Kriyananda. And I was telling someone today at the Vedanta Monastery that on April the 21st, 2013, on that day, my spiritual father transitioned or passed away, and my earthly father passed away on the same day. It was very interesting because my spiritual name is Ram. That day in India, on the April 21st that year, was the Ram's birthday. And today is Hanuman's birthday, because Hanuman always comes before Ram, and he carries Ram and Sita in his heart. And this is what Swamiji was all about. His music, his bhav, his temperament was all about the one God, manifest in different forms as Divine Mother. And for lifetimes, he worshiped God as Divine Mother. You can listen to Swamiji's music on YouTube today when he was Alfonso the 10th? Yeah. Alfonso the 10th. Just type in YouTube, Alfonso the 10th of Spain. He was the king of Spain that followed Fernando the Third, was it? Yeah. Fernando the Third, that's Yogananda's lifetime, where he was the king of Spain, and his son, Alfonso, took the throne after him. And do you know where the San Fernando Valley gets its name? From Fernando the second. And he was, even today, incorrupt in Spain, that king avatar. Swamiji's music has been preserved through the ages as his devotion to God as Mother. And if you go to YouTube, you can listen to those chants. People are singing them today. And I think the songs that soul has created, even in this lifetime as Kriyananda, will be sung for all eternity. I'd like to share with you one song, and this is entitled, this was the first song Swamiji wrote in this lifetime, Farther Than the Stars. I have a love who's far away, far away, far away. I have a love who's far away, farther away than the stars. And yet she's stolen my heart away, heart away, heart away. And yet she's stolen my heart away, farther away than the stars. Keep me not bound, no, teach me to fly far from earth's madness, free ere I die. Keep me not bound here, teach me to fly farther away than the stars. There's nothing here nearly so dear, nearly so dear, nearly so dear. There's nothing here nearly so dear as her laughter away in the stars. who's far away, far away, far away. I have a love who's far away, though farther away than the stars. Swami was the greatest person that I ever met in this lifetime. I came to Ananda village when I was 24 years old, back in 1977. I was just a young kid who graduated from Cal Berkeley, played football, and tried out with the 49ers, and went to Los Angeles to work for a time after college. I was one of the few football players that graduated. And I had autobiography of a yogi collecting dust in my family home, and for about 5 years, for the time that I was at Cal, I would pick up that book periodically, and when I reached the age of 24, I read it for the first time, Autobiography of a Yogi. And it was so thrilling. I had finally met my guru. And I thought, well, my brother bought this book up on Sunset across from the Kaiser Hospital at the SRF Hollywood Church. Let me go up there and just see what's going on. So I went there, and immediately I felt this connection with Master and with the entire line, the discourse about the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita being the essence of all true religion. And I learned how to meditate from one of Swamiji's close friends. His name was Brother Bhaktananda. So it was interesting. Within 6 months, Master guided me from SRF to Ananda village. So in August of 1977, I was at the Ananda village, and I found my spiritual home. And Swamiji, he asked me, he said, Ram, I want you to come on tour with me. I want you to be part of the singing group. I'm going to go across the country and tour all the states in the United States, and I want you to be a part of the singing group, the Gandharvas. And so this was a desire that I had to see America. And I got to see America with Swamiji. And one of our first stops was in Hollywood to do programs in Los Angeles. And so I thought, well, I should let people know at the Hollywood Church that Kriya Yoga, he's one of Yogananda's foremost disciples. And I said to one of my friends, Lakshman, who was the Lakshman the first, not the one who's Swamiji's secretary, I said, maybe we should just go up and put posters up along the street in front of Hollywood Church. People would come and see Swami's lecture. So we went and postered on the telephone poles in front of the Hollywood Church. And one of my friends from the SRF days came, and he said, hey, Bob. That was my given name, Bob, but he didn't know me as Ram. And he said, Bob, look at this. This is Kriyananda, using Master for himself. And I said, Ernest, I put up the poster. You did what, Bob? Yeah, I live at the Ananda village. I've taken Kriya Yoga initiation from Swamiji. He's not using Master for himself. He's using Master because Master wants him to be used in this way. I think we better go talk to Brother Bhaktananda about this, Ram. And I said, listen, Ernest, all I wanted to do is let people know that Swamiji is in town. He is probably one of the foremost disciples of this great avatar, Paramahansa Yogananda, and everyone should know he is in town. And I'm not going to talk to Brother Ananda about anything. And I went into the Friday night meditation at that point and meditated, and I heard this restlessness going on. And it was earnest. He was extremely agitated during the meditation. And then I heard somebody storm out during the meditation. And afterwards, I blissfully left the meditation and saw that all the posters were taken down. But they could never deny that. And now I wrote a letter to the board of directors of SRF and to Marina Lini Mata, and I said, I'm so pleased that you did not take Kriyananda out of the Awake film. It has created a bridge between Ananda and SRF. And it's a bridge that Master wanted because Kriyananda is his son. And they never responded to my letter. It was a formal letter. I typed it up and printed it out. I didn't email it or anything like that. But Swamiji was a dear friend, like Peter was saying. He was a dear friend to everyone. And that friendship is something that really touched me. I went through some hard times at Ananda, and Swamiji was always there to support. Swamiji, as Narayan was saying, Master said that you will lecture, you will teach, and you will write books. But Master, you've written haven't you written everything? Oh, much more must be written. And Swamiji's response was, well, I don't know if I can do it. Master looked at him and said, every man in this organization has disappointed me except for Rajashi. Will you disappoint me? And Swamiji took that lead of, he had to be thrown out. He had to be thrown out of SRF before he would take the lead. We were at the Vedanta monastery up in Trabuco Canyon, and I was looking at all the different books that the Vedanta Society had put out about Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa and Swami Vivekananda. And I was thinking, we need to do the same thing. Just as the great avatar, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, is acclaimed by his disciples and those disciples of Vivekananda and so forth, so must the devotees of Yogananda share their inspiration and thoughts in this way. I was always thinking about a book that I would write, Linebacker Turns Yogi. But Swamiji stole my heart. The expression of Hari. I love going to the Hare Krishna Govinda restaurant here in town, in Culver City, because it's the most sattvic food in this city. They chant the Maha Mantra over that food. And what is the Maha Mantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And you feel that devotion in the food. And so one day Swamiji was out on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood chanting with the devotees of Swami Prabhupada, of the ISKCON movement. He was chanting Hare Krishna. And they said, brother, you've chanted with us all through the night. Come to the ashram with us. Participate in the food and the feast and so forth. And Swami says, it's been a blissful experience, my friend, but I must leave you now. I live in the ashram at Mount Washington, and I must go back to my home. Yogananda is my guru, and I practice chanting and meditation. We worship Krishna and Rama, but I must go back to my home. And Swamiji had that devotion. Even when he was not on the path, he had that desire for the love of God. He describes in the path. He was walking through the streets of New York